Okay, Fred, I guess first and foremost, how's the hand?
It's fine.
Okay. I
I,
guess
no, I have surgery scheduled next week.
okay, yeah, yeah. Got
But
plenty
yeah,
of pain,
it's fine. It finally stopped bleeding, so it's fine.
right? Okay. I guess the next follow-up is any further updates on Berke? I know you said that he was progressing pretty well after the game. I guess what's his status right now?
Yeah, he's doing well. We actually did leave him home on this trip, and we just felt that was the right move. He's been on the court the last 2 days, and he's making progress. And today went better than yesterday in his on court workout. But we just felt if he would have come here, just the attention with all the other guys and the equipment that we're using right now to try to reduce the swelling and some of the things that take out the pain, it was better if we left him back with our own equipment. So he's in good hands and he's getting a good workout in every day, whether he was doing it on the court or not in the weight room, and doing some different cardio things where he wasn't putting any impact on the leg. But he is definitely making progress, and we'll see. Hopefully, get him back in some practices at the end of the week.
Justin, go ahead.
Hey Fred, can you hear me?
Yes, I got you, Justin.
Um, you guys have obviously done these overnight road trips now a couple times this year. You feel like you've spoken down into a good rhythm with them and sort of maximizing you guys' time, practice time, through the days. And do you feel like this having those is a benefit of having expanded Big Ten, or would you not, I guess, prefer those?
Sorry, Justin, you were breaking up there a little bit. It was
I
yeah.
think the benefits of the extended trip, I think.
Oh, already having a trip like this. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I do think that was beneficial for us to have experienced this one time, and obviously our urgency has to be way better than it was in the first 20 minutes in this game tomorrow night. Northwestern. I give our guys a lot of credit. They found a way to reverse it, but we cannot put ourselves in that position and expect to have a chance to win. We played unbelievably the last 15 minutes of the game, and we finally started getting stops. And more importantly, we finished possessions. We rebounded well. I thought Connor was a huge key in that run. He got 4 in a row at one point in that second half. Our scout team continues to do a great job giving us a look of what the other team is going to, the challenges that they are going to, give our group. And they did a great job going into the Northwestern game, and we didn't respond very well. So, listen, this Penn State team, they've lost 8 games in league by 6 points or less. They beat Purdue. It's a team that has had double-digit leads in their last 2 home games. So this is a team that's got a lot of talent, and they are coming into this game. We know we're going to get their best. So for us, we have to match the energy on the road, and we have to go out there and play a complete 40 minutes, or we're not going to have a chance to win this game. There are some positives, believe me. There's a lot of really good things that came from that last game, but for that first 25 minutes, we did not come out of the gate with the right mentality, and we have to reverse that, not only this game but the remaining 5 after this one, and hopefully put ourselves in a good spot.
Wilson, go ahead.
Yeah, Fred, with Braxton's performance the other day, how are you utilizing him in that game? And just what do you think he did to I think you said afterwards his best game of the year. What was he doing? How were you able to utilize his skill set?
You know what? It was just his overall energy. I thought he brought it, pretty much from the first possession he got on the floor, and he was able to play, the most sustained minutes that he's played all year, and he did it with effort and energy. And you can see what he does when he spaces the floor. He kept his heels on the baseline. I thought he did a great job getting a couple lobs. Bryce found him on a dump off. Raleigh got him late, and obviously the lob that Raleigh got him late in the game for the and one that finally got us the lead. You certainly see what he's capable of doing. I thought his rim protection, he got some 2-hand rebounds. Early in the year he was going up with 1. So knocking down his free throws. I'm just really proud of him for hanging in there, during a tough stretch for him where, he didn't play a couple games. He played low minutes, but, we needed him in the worst way with Berke out of the lineup and getting some toughness out there on the floor. And I thought Braxton provided everything for us in that game. He screened well. He sprinted into his screens. It benefited him and it benefited our team. So I hope it's a confidence builder for Braxton, to see what he can do when he goes out there and plays with that kind of energy. And he had a good practice today after a mental day yesterday at Northwestern in their gym. So, we're going to need that. Again, Burke, we hope to get him back once we get home, but we don't know for sure on how that ankle is going to respond. So, we're going to need our bigs. Andrew, I thought gave us, a couple good baskets there in the second half, but I thought Braxton was the difference. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal.
Steve Merrick.
Yeah, Fred, you may have already touched on it with Braxton, but just overall, like throughout the whole season, you've been talking about, you've been preaching with the players of staying ready, whether your role is big or small, just watching Braxton go out, do his thing, and even Gavin coming off the bench, hitting that three, doing some stuff on defense. Kale throughout the year has always been there for you. Is it kind of gratifying to see, as a coach, the message heard throughout the locker room and to see it kind of play out in front of your eyes?
Yeah, 100%. And, I guess one thing, when I do preach it to them to stay ready, I was an example of that. I was one of those guys, especially early in my career at the next level. I was a short minute, be ready, go out if somebody got injured, if there was foul trouble, and it might be 2 or 3 minutes. It may lead to more time, which happened, as my career went on. So it's good to see the guys continue to come in and get work, even when their roles went down. And I was really pleased with Gavin, not only hitting that three, but I thought he made some good toughness plays going in and cracking down. He got a foul, which I didn't mind at all. He went in there and actually laid the wood on one of their bigs that was absolutely handing it to us on the glass. Those are the plays you don't mind. Those are the fouls that you can accept. It's the soft ones or, the ticky-tack, the silly ones, the and ones where you don't, make a guy earn it at the free throw line. But, Gavin, I thought in his 9 minutes, he did a really nice job for us. And, that basket, we only made 6 in the first half. So that three to keep it, we should have been down 25 at halftime, but we were 15 and got up to 20. And then, we started going to work and chipping away at it. So, yeah, Gavin, Braxton, Kale, Aaron, all those guys, they're going to play big roles for us down the stretch. And we're going to need those guys when their name is called to go out there and produce.
Lauren.
Hey, Fred, just how do you go about finding the consistency this team's missed at times, especially just right out of the gate?
Yeah, boy, Lauren, it's a great question. If I knew that, I wish I had a crystal ball to see what group I was going to get, where I could look at it and say, okay, here's what's going to happen in the first 5 minutes. And, we've been very inconsistent with that. We try to simulate it in practice. I guess that's the answer is, you try to simulate starts with everything you do, not only with once we start going live and defending in the half court or the full court, but even in drills. We have a goal of the things that we have to accomplish in a layup drill and a shooting drill. And if we don't accomplish it, we do it over, we get in the line, we run, and there's consequences for it. If we don't get a certain number of stops, once we start going live to simulate the start of a game, you run them and you do it over again until they get it right. So you try to do everything you can to simulate the early game and the early start and the importance of it. Because when we've gotten off to good starts, we've been a pretty darn good team. And obviously when we haven't, we have struggled and, we had to do everything in our power to dig ourselves out of a hole, which takes a lot of energy. But again, I give our guys credit for figuring out a way to get it done. So just, try to simulate it, try to put them in adverse situations and how are they going to handle it? Because it's going to hit us every time we step on the floor.
Mike Sutter.
Ty Berry got going pretty well the other day, and Sam kind of, I guess, maybe was the guy that shut him off, and that's something that you've said in the past is just hard for this team to shut a guy off. And how important was his role, one, in that game, and then going forward, you have Ace Baldwin, who's a really good player tomorrow, and kind of the team defense overall, and finally getting that shutoff valve, I guess, in the game.
Yeah, it's not very often you have two starters that don't score a point, but Sam and Raleigh didn't score, but I thought both those guys had big impacts on the win. And, Sam's is with defense, and that's his role. He's bought into it, and he's done a great job of it. And, we did a better job. We made some adjustments in the second half. I think he made one the first possession of the second half, and then we did a really good job on him after that. And, those are things you want your guys to do, not only coming out and executing after a timeout offensively when maybe you put in a new action, or defensively when you make an adjustment, being able to take that onto the court, and not just the guys on the court, the guys that go in the game. How are they going to execute when they get their opportunity to get back out there? But yeah, Sam is, whether he's scoring the ball or not, he's had a big impact on our team. And he got some loose balls on offense. I mean, they got some tips. We did not take good care of the ball, especially late in the first half. That allowed them to extend the lead. But in the second, even when they got their hands on balls, Sam got on the floor. He found a way to dig one out to get us an extra possession. He got Connor a 3 on one of those plays. But those are the plays that Sam has really been making since he got in the rotation a couple years ago. And, we're going to continue to need that out of him.
Finish with Robin.
Hey, we mentioned Connor. I know that he was kind of struggling with that illness and, kind of impacted his play a little bit, but it seemed like he got going a little bit in other ways, like with defense and rebounding. How important is it just to get him, one, healthy, but two, also get him back to being that 3-point threat for what he does to your offense?
Yeah, I mean, you see the impact he has with what he did in the second half. And I thought he got 3 great looks in the first that just didn't go in. I mean, we'll take those shots every day of the week. And, we ended up going with Gavin for a stretch. It paid off, to keep us in it a little bit, and then went back with Connor, and he got out there and made an immediate impact, knocking out shots. And to your point, Robin, defensively, I thought it was his best game from a toughness standpoint, going in and digging out loose balls. He's had some of those balls taken from him earlier in the year, but he was in a scrum and he came away with it against, I think, one of the tougher teams in the league. So that hopefully gives Connor the confidence to know that he can get in there and get into a battle and find a way to win it. Sometimes those are just individual battles that you got to win, and a fight that you got to go out there and compete with. And I thought Connor did a really nice job of that. You see what he does for our offense. Absolutely. When he's making shots, we're pretty damn good. But I thought he did a great job making some toughness plays for us.
Is he still dealing with any after effects of that illness, or is he good to go?
No, he's fine. Yeah, he and Bryce are totally fine.
Thank you, everybody. Everyone all good?
Thanks, guys.
Have a good day.